You don't have to be told when you're a little kid that there's something under your bed or there's something in the closet. You know with a fact that there is something in the dark. No one teaches that to you. Since like the dawn of man, Romans, had the sports arenas where there was blood and gore and like visceral entertainment, and we subconsciously still crave that.
I think people gravitate towards the horror genre, horror films, because a lot of times it feels real. So I think there's something tangible about it that really triggers some key emotions in us that makes us feel really human.
There's something terrifying happening. Some creature, someone's being chased. There's so much adrenaline going on that you can't help but get sucked into it. So you feel like you're almost dragged into this horrifying situation in a way.
The horror film is sort of a rite of passage. When you're a kid, like, oh, did you see Friday the 13th? You hear about it from your older cousins or your older brothers or sisters, and it creates this need in you to see it, to sort of test yourself to see if you can get through that fear.
The kills themselves half the time are just as creative as, any other film you go see. People don't like to look at horror movies as art, but they are, and it's just a different form of art and a different form of expression.
Sideshow cut its teeth on horror, Universal Monsters. That's where we started. We've learned a lot throughout the years with paint techniques and production techniques where let's go back, let's revisit these characters, and let's start with some of the modern horror characters that we had done before.
Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, and Pinhead.
Leatherface is kind of one of those characters that, in my mind, kind of exists a little closer to the reality spectrum.
That's always been the character that frightened me the most. All the others, they sort of exist in this fantasy realm, but that guy he's just a little too close to home and real, It's like...
Jason Voorhees would ruin you if you met him in public, and you'd be dead.
That mask is now iconic with slasher horror and not a sport, which is insane.
Jason drowned because, teenagers are off having sex and not doing their job being camp counselors, and come on, who's the villain here?
Freddy Krueger is one of the most spectacular and horrific horror icons.
What's more horrifying to think that, you can't even be safe in your own dreams?
He is definitely a more animated villain.
Cut your throat, you little piggy! Pinhead definitely was one that was taken a lot further in design, tailored to be something unique head to toe.
Hellraiser was one that scared the crap out of me when I was younger. And especially part 3, man. It really...
Pinhead, you open the box because you're curious. He's letting you into his world.
We're not trying to take a still from the movie. We're not trying to filter down to one specific time in the movie. It's more representing the character itself.
Seeing what the film was presenting to you and connecting that to a more imaginative look and, just have a little bit more artistic fun with the pieces is kind of our goal this time around.
We're finding the best angle, taking that and putting our own style into it. We can't wait to get it out there. It's really exciting.
Why have some of these characters lasted so many years? I think it has to do with the mythology around the characters, and there's an ideal to them that, I think we've all kind of conjured in our own minds.
It's cool coming back to these licenses because it's a new opportunity for us in this new time to approach these in a different way.
The things that we fear, we really kind of seek to understand. And I think that that's kind of a theme that radiates through the entire platform of stuff we're putting forth.